Are you recording?
Yeah.
Hi.
Are you going to tag team it, the two of you?
Off with a bank with riches.
This episode is definitely getting taken down from Spotify.
What?
Actually,
What?
well, unless you whitelist us. Are you going to whitelist us, Jenny, so we don't get taken down?
I mean, I can.
Please do, actually.
We can speak with our amazing distributor. Why don't we have that conversation with our amazing distributor?
Of course. Hey.
So I don't know what none of the. This is your Roadcaster. No, that's the wrong one. No.
Dan, when you load up the soundboard, it tells you what the sound effect is. Yeah, kindly welcome to an episode of Nxsh. Interact with technology.
Oh, yourselves angst, man. You guys are chill.
No, it's good to know your position in life, my guy. It's good to know your position. My acknowledge being an Nxsh. Dude, you know, like the wild thing, huh? So we're having a little chat with Nxsh earlier. And so Jenny and I both lived in Hong Kong for a bit. And I gave the year. And then out of nowhere, this rude little MFer shouts, Nxsh! I was 4 years old when that happened. You bastard of
No cap, you blew my mind. It's got something about how we changed the world when I was 4. I was like, damn, this nigga been doing this.
Anyway, welcome to another episode of Twimbos. It's about to be a mess in here.
Damn.
So, are you gonna have you loaded up the intros and everything?
Dan, you've got the soundboard.
Okay.
How do I load up the
Hold
intros when you have the soundboard?
Good to go.
There we
Good
go.
to go.
Hey. I'm using Phil's equipment today, you see, so it doesn't have my presets, which are loaded in an intuitive and organized manner. Phil just has his things everywhere all over the place.
So stop judging my equipment, okay?
Hey man, we need headphones for Nxsh.
I did mention that, Dan. We do have, but they won't reach.
What are they for?
All right, man. Okay, listen. It's
I
just
can hear you guys.
it's yeah, you can hear us, but whenever we play like sound effects and stuff, so I'm going to describe them for you.
Oh.
All right. So now I'm playing
Good to go.
"Good to Go" in that exact tone.
Okay, perfect.
You guys should have meetings today, I swear.
Now I'm doing gunshots.
Okay. I hear it.
Yeah, you got it. All right. Okay. The song was "Hold on there." It's like
Okay, let's go.
dancehall flavor.
Dan, time is money, bro. Let's go. Let's move.
Rule of 3, Phil. When you do a joke, you got to do it 3 times.
Well, I gotta
studied
make sure it
this.
lands 3 times.
Exactly. You know what I'm saying?
You failed the first time.
So, because we got a special guest in studio, we're not going to do the usual. And also because Phil's thing is confusing. You know what? Okay, there we go. That's like an intro. Whatever. Point is, a couple of weeks ago on the podcast, Phil mentioned a young man who was doing his thing hip-hop wise in the south of Africa. And we were celebrating him as a Zimbabwean or someone of Zimbabwean descent. And to our surprise, my man touches grass here in our very own Zimbabwe. And we just had to make a plan to link up. So shout out to my man's Kindly Nxsh for coming through. If you haven't heard about Kindly Nxsh, hopefully by the end of this episode, you will have heard and also be a fan. I will admit, when Phil mentioned you, I didn't know. I know nothing. But then, you know.
Dan, this is why I tell you, Dan, you have to say tapped in. You see?
I then listened to it and I was like, all right. If I had kids, they would be bumping to this. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
So this is the Nxsh and Youngins episode. Yeah, we're going to talk a little bit about that. But welcome to another episode, guys. We happen to be in the same venue. Phil and myself. How are you doing, Phil? You doing all right?
I'm well, Dan. I'm well.
Good.
I'm well. How are you?
I'm
It's
good.
not like I haven't seen you.
Our listeners don't know that. So I like to create a good ambience. I want our guests to feel comfortable. So I'm starting by creating.
Dan almost got his kicked this weekend over Monopoly. It was hilarious.
We're breaking the ice.
It was.
Dan
it was
almost got his kicked over Monopoly.
Intense games night.
Of
That's what I was-
Monopoly.
You see, that's why this is what we do on Saturday nights, bro. You know what I mean? We had an option. We had FKA Mash or Monopoly, and we were like, you know what? Let's put some hotels on
Phil.
Park Lane.
No, Phil. We had slutty schoolgirl outfit party
I was never good at that party.
or Monopoly at home.
Yeah, that one sounds a little more.
No, wait till you get to our age, man. Wait till you get to our age.
I'm on my way.
All right. So, as mentioned, we've got Kindly Nxsh in studio. As you are the one who introduced him to me, Phil, please do the honors of introducing Kindly Nxsh to our listeners.
Well, they've already been introduced, but I think the best thing to do would be for Kindly Nxsh to introduce himself. But what I'll say is, without tooting this young man's horn, because
Pause.
as you know, when at the meetings I was having, there were two names that kept being mentioned. I won't mention the other artist, but it's a female rapper. You don't know who it is, and they were like, "Yo, there are these two." Bidding war. We're trying to get them. So for age, I feel, please, if you know anyone who knows anyone who can help us, we're trying to get this guy.
Wow.
Yo, he shut down Bramfontein. Yo, the streets where it was a mess. And I was like, cool, no. I didn't even know this guy's similar. I'm listening to him. Oh, snap, I can hear some short and this stuff. And I'm like, yo, I'm really vibing this. And literally every meeting with most of the labels, all the guys, all the A&Rs who are tapped in, they're like, no, the next big thing is this kid right here. So it's great to tap in with him, great to link with him. And as small as the industry and the world is, I bumped into his team, Jenny, who I've known for quite some time. First time meeting in person. But we've been tapping in digital days, even from the Clubhouse days. Remember Clubhouse? Those are good days. Those are good days.
Those are horrible days.
Those were
terrible days.
Those were good times. We were having great chats. The music industry chats on Clubhouse were amazing.
You guys are doing like meetings on Clubhouse?
Dude, Clubhouse was...
It wasn't meetings. It was just, there was always someone talking about something.
Oh, damn.
There'll be some A&R from Def Jam LA, and then
For
there'll
real?
be some producer from New York, and then sometimes like LA Reid would pop in. It was just, or Ghazi would be in a room,
Oh, yeah.
and you just be chatting with Ghazi on Clubhouse, man. It was dope.
That's crazy. Damn, I use it to talk to girls, man. That's what I use that for.
You know, I did.
And play games with girls.
Once again, you see, us Nxsh are using things for different, same application, different uses. You get it?
This Nxsh chat is killing me.
But yeah, man, I think, should we say Kanye or should we say Nxsh? What do you prefer?
You can call me Nxsh if we talking.
All right. So why don't you give us a quick intro? We'll get into the full story later, but like, what's your elevator pitch? Like, how do you introduce yourself to an audience? Keep in mind, we've got a very diverse audience globally, so they'll be very interested to know about you.
You can call us Mr. Phil and Mr. Dan.
Mr. Phil and Mr. Dan.
I prefer calling you Nxsh. Mwanangu.
Yo, Babam Kuru.
No, I'm just playing, man. Yeah, sorry, go on.
Yo, what's going on? It's your boy Young Soldier, the Militant Man, aka Kindly Nxsh. I am a producer, engineer, rapper, overall creative, showstopper, hoe dropper. Yeah, that's me. That is me.
And young man, what do you mean by dropper?
I dropped the.
What has gardening done to you?
But yeah, I think let's start at the beginning, man. What is your introduction to music?
Never thought I'd actually be a musician. I'm actually a digital artist, so I've always wanted to be an animator, like my whole life. Like I started drawing when I was 1, and from then just been drawing. Got a bursary in high school for art. Always pushed that. Then in high school, like I was just like I was really good with like technology, man. Like I used to like break my PS3 controller and put it back together just to see how stuff works. So then I fell in love with music production in grade 9 because I was so good with computers already. I was like, damn, there's like another application I can learn. You know what I mean? Then the music kind of caught me secondly. Then I just kind of fell into it from there. Production first.
All right. So are you Free Loops or are you Logic?
Free Loops. I don't have a Mac. I was never rich. So
yeah.
So I Free Loops and then I lent Ableton. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Ableton, nice.
But mostly Free Loops.
Nice.
So if you started off in production, I imagine you were probably just goofing around at first, right? Just making stuff, whatever. What was the first time that it was actually a thing and not just goofing around?
So I started off just like, I was like, damn, I was inquisitive. I was like, damn, this is so cool. Let me just learn this thing. Then the homie who put me onto FL Studio was also like a week later put me onto the SoundCloud scene at the time in South Africa. And I did not listen to hip hop. I was listening to like a dubstep, electronic music. Like that's what I grew up listening to. So now he put me on saying, yo, there's actually rappers in South Africa. I thought they were just like Casper Nyovest, Nasty C. Like I didn't know there was like a in between. I thought it was just like you're not a rapper
Yeah.
or you're a big rapper.
Yeah.
So then I found out, there's a whole scene of guys coming up. Like, there's come up guys. There's all this, like, I learned about Patrick Lee, Lynch Party, like a lot of crazy guys on SoundCloud. Then from there, I was like, damn, I want to learn this thing, actually work with these guys because they seem more attainable, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Then eventually, I think when it got serious for me is when I produced for one of my first guys who were kind of killing it on the scene, like Vegas Caesar, Should Be Wang, those type of guys. Yeah. That's when I was like, okay, I could make this a job or something. Like, yeah.
Did you charge him?
No, I was exploited for a lot of my career. Very, very long, actually.
Damn.
I think last year is when the exploitation stopped. So
That's usually how it works. That's usually how it works.
Hey,
That's
look,
usually
I
how it
mean,
works.
you know, sometimes you gotta put your work in. This is why, you know what? This is why I hear whenever people talk about you don't do nothing for exposure don't pay the bills. And I agree with that. But the world we live in, I mean, you got to make your name somehow.
Exposure is the
Yeah.
experience. The experience will teach you. Like I made this mistake here. I'm never making that mistake again. You know what I mean? I didn't negotiate splits at the beginning. Now when we sit down, what did the splits look like?
exactly. It's a trade. It's a trade of something, man. Whether it's not money or not. Obviously, money is what we all want eventually. But it's like in the beginning, like I'm just this new kid. I'm 15, learning how to make beats. I'm gonna not charge you. Like you can just go to the next guy who'll give you for free because you like your song. So
Yeah.
in the beginning, a lot of grinding, but eventually the coins come through.
All right. So 15, you're in high school. You say at this point, had you left high school or you're still in high school? What are you producing?
I was producing for like a few months. First term, I basically found out about it in like Jan. First term, I produced the whole way, and then my parents saw my focus shift from school and art to I want to produce. I wasn't that good, but my parents just like could see. I really like dope parents. They actually are constantly watching like what I like to do.
Man, you can't say this in public, man.
What do you mean?
My generation of rappers had to have terrible childhoods and terrible homes, man.
I was fortunate enough to have a really dope home.
Two parents.
So
you
Yeah,
forget that reference.
you won't get that reference.
You get that reference.
Oh no, that's that.
Damn.
That's a 1940.
That's an 8 Mile reference.
8 Mile. Oh,
Yeah.
I actually really like Eminem, but I never watched 8 Mile.
Yeah.
I'm not a movie guy. But what's it called? Yeah, by term 2, I was so stuck on doing this. My parents were like, yo, do you want to drop out? And I said, yeah. And then I did that.
For real.
Yeah, super.
Zimbo
The
parents.
Zimbo F, Bloayo and Mashingo.
Jeez. You know, generation, we're losing recipes, Phil. we got wholesome families with
Dan,
parents who look after their kids. What? We're losing recipes.
his parents are the same age as us.
Bro, how old are you guys, respectfully? How old are you guys?
Mind your business, young man. Mind your business.
Bro, you ain't that old, bro. No ways.
No, we're not that old.
Looks
Come
like
on,
35.
Come on. I
Yeah,
appreciate that.
yeah,
Thank you, man. It's
yeah.
a good skincare routine.
35 for
Skincare
sure.
routine. Okay, so we're just following your journey, right? So here you are, you were messing around with Fruity Loops and Ableton, and you were making some beats and being exploited by your homies.
Amen.
And then you started getting a little bit of recognition and people liked your stuff. And then at what point did you start rapping over your own beats, I assume?
I think before that, actually, sorry to interrupt. What is the first song that you either produced or on that like you knew like, okay, this is a go. Like people were singing it, you're getting hit up about it, the numbers were starting to ring off.
So there's a lot of things that happen simultaneously in this time. So I was coming to a lot of realizations in my life. So basically, I'm like, I'm a silly guy sometimes. You know what I mean? So in the midst of me learning how to produce, I was abusing my skills I'm learning for serious music to make like silly stuff. So I used to do like an African accent, like a Zim accent, and like produce a beat and make the song dope. But it's like kind of funny because it's that accent. Yeah. So I used to do that on the side. And at the time I used to get like 10K views and I had like 1,000 followers. That was like a big thing. And I used to get a lot of recognition for that. Like doing the guy who does the accents on dope songs, like, whoa, that's actually so crazy. So that was before, but I used to get that so much. Like it was almost simple. Like I didn't have to try even. Like it was just like, I just have to be funny and then I win. But then my serious music never really caught on like that. My production was catching on. My funny stuff was catching on. But my personal, like me hopping on the mic trying to do it for real was not catching on.
And the funny stuff was on Instagram?
Instagram. At the time, there's no TikTok. So Instagram. Like, yeah.
Yeah, you old too, huh?
I
you old too.
back in my day. So, yeah, it's just like that funny stuff. And then, like, at some point, I dropped a song called I Bid, featured Patrick Lee, who was someone I really wanted to work with at the time. And it got like, till this day, it's on SoundCloud. We don't use SoundCloud anymore, but it's like on 300,000 streams, which is like, maybe it's 4 years old, that song, something like that. So that was like my first big song.
Dope, man. Dope. So, one of the things that we are obviously keen on is Phil and I have spoken to a lot of artists.
Yeah.
Like a lot of artists on this podcast. This is episode 400 and something.
Oh, right? For real?
So we've spoken to hip hop artists, we've spoken to different genres or whatever. And we've sort of, I think there's very few people who have tracked the progression of, how someone moves from wanting to do art to doing art to getting successful and whatever. So I'm very keen in all the little things you did and the decisions you made and the 50-50 calls you had to take a look at and the challenges and the things that messed you up and all of that. It paints a dope picture. And I think it's especially, we're joking about this whole Ankh thing and whatever, but like really, Phil will refuse, but we're not in touch with the streets like that no more. We are a little bit, but not like that.
No, I'm locked in. I don't know what you guys.
I'll tell you what, 15 years ago, I remember going to, there was a thing in Zim called Zwaga Nights. That was maybe 10 years ago. Huge bonfire, bunch of rappers freestyling. It was grimy. It was dope, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's so dope.
Yeah, I mean, it's I felt plugged in. I knew what was going on. I knew who was hot, who was next, who was, how things were going. So I'm also keen to hear how things are happening from your perspective. It's basically a new generation. So also seeing how that's playing out is dope as well.
100%.
So, all right, cool. So here we are. You're at this position. You got the song that's got a little bit of juice on SoundCloud. How does it move forward for you? When the song that you put on SoundCloud, you were rapping on it, right? You didn't just produce.
Yeah, I produced and I rapped on it, and I featured Patrick, and he was like way bigger than me, like was so crazy at that time. So he was like one of the hardest in that wave at the time. So it was like a crazy thing to feature him.
Dope. I mean, was it a jokey one, or you were like serious?
No, it was serious. Like I was actually being serious. Yeah.
All right. So when you did the song on SoundCloud, what came next? Did you like?
So at the time, so now this is the thing. Like, so I was heavily focused on Sonics, and I never had money like that. So it's like, what I mean is like, I also didn't know what it meant to be an artist. I was not getting booked, even after the song was big. It was like an internet thing. Like that's that cool song on SoundCloud. But now, I never really posted my face even on social media. Patrick was a whole brand. Every other artist was a whole brand. Like myself, like I had a big song. No one even knew who I was. They just knew that song. Like that song was what the entity that lived. You know what I mean? So for a long time after that, I really just focused on the production and did these like songs, but they never really stuck because there was no face to me really. If that makes sense. So my production started going up. I started working with the likes of Blackie, Lucas Raps. This is in the midst of their blow-ups. So my production just went up. Blackie, Lucas Raps connected me to people like AKA, Nadia Nakai, Ricky Rick. I worked with
all three of which have been on this podcast, by the way.
Oh, super. That's crazy. Yeah. So RP the GOATs. But what's it called? Yeah. So my production was just moving rapidly. And also just here and there, I do funny videos, which started moving even more than anything. So I dropped like a freestyle, like an African. I was in this group with my homie called Young Saruno, where we just like go in the car and then we freestyle, like a Shona accent or like a hood accent, and then just drop it and it'll get like 400,000 views, which is nothing I was doing at that time was doing anything like that. It was just like funny. Then I got like crazy people following me, like Pontle, Pretty Ugly, Nasty C followed me after that. Not even because of my actual music. Like I kept on getting traction for all this, but I'm like, I'm also the craziest producer. Like guys, hear me out. I'm actually a dope artist. So more grinding. Then eventually I started getting more out there. Cause the big problem to me, not even showing my face or any of that, was I didn't have confidence like that. And I didn't back myself up. Like for you to dress well, you got to think what you're wearing is dope or actually want to make it dope. You know what I mean? I just used to doubt myself a whole lot. But my music used to speak for me, if that makes sense. But eventually I got to a point where I was like, like I'm so hacked. Like my actual music's not working, but I haven't even dropped any of these songs. That's what I was realizing. Like I'm dropping here and there, but am I really pressing? Like as much as I'm pushing on my production, sending beats out every day, am I dropping a song every day? And I'm like, I got to a point where I was like, damn, I should probably quit music. And I'm like, wait, how can you quit music if you never dropped any of the songs you think are the greatest? Like, how do you say you got the greatest song and you don't even know that yet? You haven't even put it out. So if I quit music right now, then all of that was in vain. That makes sense. I'd rather drop every single song in my catalog and all of them fail, then I'll quit music. That makes sense. So
get into like accounting or something.
Yeah, get into accounting. Like my dad be doing the chartered vibe. Maybe not chartered, but somewhere in that spectrum. But that kind of turned like a crazy like fuel on in my head, and I just started dropping every week. I told myself I have like 5 songs, and I said, okay, I'm gonna drop these 5 songs in like a week apart, all of them, and let's see what happens. Dropped the first one. It was Talk to Me. It was a R&B record, put it out. It was really dope. Like the reception was cool. I was like, oh damn, people kind of like it. I did like a little video, the best I could, fire. Then I did Let Me Down featuring Lucas Raps, who was significantly bigger than me at that time. So then that gave me leverage because he already had a fan base. So they were like, yo, who's this kid? For the first time I saw people like saying, yo, this kid, like, bro, this kid sound like Drake. Like, I don't know why they're saying that. I didn't hear it, but they're like, this kid is dope. Like, and then kind of sort of eyes on me. Then I dropped.
Yeah, look, people will start insulting you and like, you know, throwing dirt on your name, comparing you to Drake. Man, that's messed up, bro. But
Yeah.
but you
But I was like,
stayed
yo,
strong.
people are saying something at least, you know what I mean?
I'm playing with you.
So it's like, then I dropped Military Basin. That did really well at the time, like 20,000 streams after a while. I forgot how long, 5K views on YouTube at the time. That was like so crazy to me. Then I was like, damn, okay, I'm in some sort of momentum. People are like, yo, we actually liking the stuff you're doing. Keep going. Like, there wasn't something really sticking, but we like what you're doing.
So sorry, when you say you were dropping it, what did that mean specifically? Were you putting it on YouTube?
All
Were you,
DSPs and YouTube.
so you were doing your own distribution?
Individually by myself. I do the cover arts myself, producing myself, engineer, raps, everything. So that was easy.
Dope, man.
So then I dropped Militant Man, a song after Military Basin, did really well. But Military Basin was doing the best. I was like, okay, I actually got a song. This is my most streamed song. Like, this is like 15,000 streams. That's dope. Then I dropped. Then my homie had hit me up saying, yo, I got beats for you. And he sent me a beat. And then I was like, okay, I don't really hop on guys' beats, but let me just do something for this guy. It's my homie, right? Hop on the beats. And then I'm like, okay, this is a cool song. Play to my homies that I respect sonically. They're like, oh, this is cool. This is cool. This is cool. This is cool. And then that homie is like, yo, this song is the best song ever. And I'm like, okay, cool. Then I was busy doing stuff for the whole day. Like, so one day, and he's like, yo, come, let's shoot a reel for it. Like a quick little 30-second and post it. I'm like, dog, that song, damn. All right, cool. Let's go do it. I go shoot the video. Post it the next day. 70,000 views, same day. 1,000 comments. I'm like, whoa. And at the time, that's nothing I've ever done has even shot up that quick. I'm like, okay, this is something. So I hit up this, there's this visual company called Portraits Africa, which I always like respected. I like the content, but I've been hitting them up for like 2 months, but I guess I didn't have enough motion for them to even like engage with me. Yeah. Then I found a guy, I went on Instagram, I found this guy who was on the sites of the BTS shoots. So I hit up that guy. I'm like, yo, please just show the guy this song. I want to shoot for this song. There's traction on it. Like at least maybe the 70,000 means something. Then he shows the guy and then the guy gets back to me and is like, yo, we're shooting this ASAP tomorrow. Let's go. I'm like, oh, damn, perfect. So now shot the music video and this song was Nxsh Chief. This is my first blow up song ever. So we shot the video, dropped the song.
Like that video is insane though. I like that video.
Like, yo, like 1 million views in like 1 million views in like 2 months, like straight up, like 1 million on every, like right now it sits on like 1.5 million on almost every platform. And it's like, what? and that's like a song I didn't even really have that much faith in. So from there, that's when I say like, my life changed right there.
I'm him.
Super. I was like, oh, damn.
Nah. You know why that's dope? I can see, and I appreciate the humility. You kind of play down yourself a little bit, but you were doing the right things. You were increasing the surface area for luck to hit. So it's not luck that happened.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You were doing your thing. You were dropping music. You were collaborating. You were hitting up people, and you were not taking no for an answer. You were finding another way to hit them up. You were trying something with a 30-second. You were doing all this stuff to get to the stage where you get the 1 million views.
Yeah, I think being a self-starter is like a really important thing. So after Nxsh Chief takes off, how do you get nasty on the remix?
That was a crazy one. That was actually so wild to me. So Nxsh Chief comes out crazy. And then now there's attention on me, and it's for the first time in my life, I'm like, oh, this is crazy. Like, this is what I always wanted. Okay, cool. Like, every day I'm just seeing another celebrity post me, see Amanda DuPont post me saying this is the best rapper, and like he's next up. I'm like, whoa, that's crazy. Like, every day is something crazy happening. I'm like, okay, dope. Maneuvering it. I have good friends around me. And then one day I go to this listening session for, who's listening session was that? Michaela, an artist called Michaela in an R&B artist called Michaela in SA. So I was like, okay, let me just go to a listening session. I like her stuff. I want to hear what the project sounds like. Go to the listening session, and then there's like media coverage. So like there's this company called Space Impact who do a lot of underground work. They just interview people, whoever they see there. Yeah. And my song was going up, so they see me. They're like, Nash, let's do a quick interview. I'm like, cool. Then they ask me, they sing the song. They just ask me about the song. Then they're like, yo, who would you want on a remix? This is on the interview. Then I'm like, yo, I'd like Nasty C. I don't know how that'll happen. I don't know, but that would be amazing. Post that blows up, that video. on TikTok, on Instagram, on multiple videos, it's just blowing up. Like, it was like, whoa, actually, Nxsh would be amazing on this. Like, thousands of comments, like 120,000 views. I'm like, oh, damn. Maybe you could see it. I don't know. But I was kind of nervous. I was like, what if it doesn't happen now? I just like put it out there. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, cool. Chilled. Eventually, a month later, I go live. This is a month after the song comes out. I go live and I'm making a song on live with my fans. Well, the supporters I had at the time. And then they all start tweaking in the comments like, yo, look at the comments. I was focused on the song. They're like, yo, he's here. I'm like, what? Who's here? What? They're like, yo, Nasty C is in the live. Then I click on the live to see who's on the live. I don't see nothing. So I'm thinking they playing with me. So I'm like, you guys are whack. What's wrong with you? Like, yo, you trying to play with me? Like, that's crazy. Like, no, he's commenting right now. For some reason on my phone, it's not registering. So I'm like, yo, you guys are lying, man. I'm gonna leave this live. If you did see it, screenshot it and send it to me on DM. So I went in, a few of them DM me, and it's him saying, yo, we all watching you. We love what you're doing. Keep going. I'm like, oh damn, this guy is actually showing love. That's so dope. Then I DM'd him. I said, thank you. And then he's like, yo, I always knew your name, but I never put the face to the name. Here's my email. Send me some stuff. And I'm like, oh damn, crazy. So I sent him the song, and then like 3 weeks later, he sent me the verse. So I had that like less than 2 months from the song coming out.
Yeah.
So when I got the verse, I freaked out. I tweaked. I even have like on social media, I posted a video of me and my bro Days reacting to our first reaction of the verse. We flipped out. I'm like, dog, like this is crazy. Like, how you got Nasty on a song? Like, not even for production, not for like, this is like for real this time. Like, what do I even do with that? Like, the video has to be crazy. I'm thinking like all these things, like, damn. And then now I'm like, okay, definitely have to keep this quiet. So the song, this is like what? The song came out like June, July, August. So around August, I had the verse. No, July, August, September, October. I think, when did the song come out? October? November? October? Yeah, so like, I kept quiet about it for 3 months.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the greatest time ever. Yo, that was so fire. Because, I actually missed that time. Because it's like, I got hyped up from Nxsh. Like, everyone's like, yo, this is the guy, dope. Then eventually, because it's my first hit, I realized what it's like dropping your first hit song. At first, it's all waves and fun and everything. Then eventually, the narrative changes to, okay, what else can you do? Because that's like what's the artist's biggest fear? To be a one-hit wonder. That's the comments all change to, yo, one-hit wonder, what's next? Like, you can do the same thing again? Now I'm like, okay, I actually have the ammo. I have a bazooka on me right now in my pocket, actually. I have a portable bazooka, but I'm going to keep quiet about it, and I'm going to let you guys talk. And then when I drop that,
wait, not to discredit that, but don't Brian Me drop before that, right?
So now, on top of that, this is God just doing crazy things. This is a crazy time. So now, I'm chilling with this thing, and I'm just making songs off of like, if you're in good energy, man, you make good songs. I was making a whole lot of songs. Like, even my new song, Captain, I made it after making Nxsh. Before Nxsh was in and out, I've been making that song. And that's like, what, a year ago. So now, I'm making dope songs, everything just in good energy. Then eventually, what happened? So, Don't Bribe Me. I was at my manager's house, and then we had a photographer that was staying with us from Zambia. His name was Lou. So he's like a quiet guy, but then when he's comfortable, he's like a loud guy, right? He's this type of guys. But then when he's loud, he's like full of himself. But it's like, dog, you ain't shit, bro. So now we were sharing a room, and then he's just telling me how crazy he is. Like, in Zambia, I'm so popular, bro. I'm like the best photographer in Zambia. I'm like, dog, you're not him. You're not that guy. So I was like, yo, I'm gonna show you. So this is like, I think 3 times I've done this where I'm like, we're just bantering, and I'm just telling him he's whack, and he's telling me I'm whack, and then I make a song about how whack he is. So Soldier Man, that song, Don't Bribe Me, was me talking about how whack he is. The way I talk about nigga talking about he's him, but he's not. I'm talking about him. So I made that song, dissing this guy, and then it's actually a lit song. So he's like, yo, I know it's you dissing me, but this is fire. And then we just left it. And then one day, it's a crazy story. So now, one day I got booked for a freshers in Pretoria. I go to that freshers in Pretoria, perform, get off, and then are you guys familiar with the Quellas?
Yeah, of course. Yeah. You know, we in the streets like that.
No,
Dan,
you don't know none of that.
Explain.
No, I don't want to interrupt his story. That's rude. That's a rude.
Bro's in the suburbs. He's not in those streets. So Quellas is like a rap group in SA.
SA, yeah.
Okay, yeah, you know, right?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
that knows for sure. So what's it called? So they Well, outside the gig, they also had performed, and they had like a van because they're a group like 10 guys. So they're like, yo, Nxsh, can you play us unreleased music? I'm like, cool. So I played them that Soulja Man song, and then now people just come around us and start filming because it looks like a moment.
That's my joint, by the way, of when I did a quick sample of your songs. I was like, this is the one for me.
That one, okay, crazy.
Don't bribe me.
Don't bribe me. Yeah. So now they filming, and I just like, okay, in my head, I'm like, let me just focus on this camera. It looks like a cool camera. I'm just like looking at the camera and playing in the song. Next day. My eyes, like a few days pass, then I get tagged on my story and I see this high quality video of us, of that moment. I'm like, then I hit up the photographer. I'm like, yo, this is really good. Like, yo, delete that. Send me that. I want to post that. Then he sends it to me. I edited it a little bit. Then I showed the homie I was dissing on that song. I was like, yo, bro, what do you think about this video? He's like, yo, the video's fire. But dog, don't let the hype go away from Nxsh. You got Nxsh. It's a moment right now. Like, don't post another new song. I'm like, oh, all right, he's right. Then as soon as I thought, okay, let me not post it. My other homie Days walks in the room, like same second. It's actually crazy. And he's like, yo, what you doing? Then I'm like, yo, I'm editing this. Look at this. He's like, yo, this is lit. Post it right now. Then I'm like, actually, you done. Then I post it.
If anything, Nxsh is very resolute in his decisions. Like, you know what? I'm going to plan and he sticks to it.
You tripping, ducks. Then I post the thing, boom, and I put my phone on airplane mode. I go along with my day. I look back on my phone, 20,000 views. I'm like, whoa. Oh my God.
This is on YouTube.
This is on Instagram. This is a snippet alone.
Yeah. Just a snippet.
I'm like, what? Then this thing is flooding everywhere. Like everywhere, everyone is posting like, yo, what's this Soulja Man song? What song is this? I'm like, yo, what? Y'all like this song? I was just posting it just because I thought it was a dope video. Like crazy. Then the next day I had a show for the Twillers as well. They're doing their own show called 12 Fontaine. I go there and I perform. I'm like, okay, this snippet is kind of up. Let me just try performing. I perform it and they word for word it. Everyone in the crowd. I'm like, whoa, damn. This needs to come out ASAP.
Yeah.
So then this was a Saturday. So now Sunday, I start plotting. I'm like, okay, let me submit the song. I create the cover art. I drew the cover art. I submit it for Friday to come out that Friday. And then I'm like, okay, but I need to make a video happen. I've never really made a video happen like that. Like I need to come up with an idea. Like, so I'm brainstorming with my bro and then we planning to shoot the video on Wednesday. Days pass, I'm stressing. I had no money for it. So I had a homie who told me, yo, he's down to invest. Like he said, like a 5K, whatever you need, I got you. 5K rands. He's like, and then he's like, cool, I got you. Here you go. I'm like, damn, thank you so much. You helped me out. So I printed t-shirts of the cover art. I got like a location. We got a shooter to shoot on the iPhone. We didn't have a camera. I didn't have enough money for that. So we go to a skate park. We shoot a one-take video, do like a mannequin challenge. And then I had the video by Wednesday, drop on Friday.
But weirdly enough, that's actually one of my favorite videos because I think when you're restricted, it really makes you more creative because you're not relying too much. And I love that one take, the way it's just rotating. And
it's my bro on his phone with the gimbal running, like sprinting, like it looks so smooth, but my bro was putting in work for real. So that was most of my last money. Like it's always like that. Like when you put your last money and you go all in on something, like it happens. So last money, everything 20,000 views in a week. Everything crazy, streams like 300K in 2 weeks. Like I'm just like, whoa. And then that even end up being bigger than Nxsh.
That's dope, man. So okay, two things. We've got to the stage, which is dope.
Yeah.
We're with you, riding with you. But there's a couple of things that skip. So for example, you mentioned I was at my manager's house. How did you link up with, how did you even get a manager from? And the other thing is earlier on you mentioned that hey man, you had a couple of joints that were kind of popping, but no one was booking you. No one really knew you. No one was calling you for shows. But now you're speaking about all these different shows and performances that you're doing. So I want to hear about like the first time you got called to a show and how it started blowing up, that it now became a thing that you're going and doing live performances and shows.
So after Nxsh took off with the manager chat, I just noticed more attention. So more things happening that don't usually happen. Before it was just like, no one really hit me up like that. Like I'd have to make things happen. But now it's like people are like, yo, that's hot. So now they're hitting me up. For example, here's a brand trying to work with me, a podcast trying to interview me. Like just not crazy, but more than usual. So I'm like, damn, I don't know nothing about this. And Patrick Lee is my homie. That's like my best friend, right? So he has this manager, which is Jenny, which is my manager now. So she's the only manager I knew at all, like to be honest, like even had access to at all. So I'm like,
wait, I thought she was like the best person and you like thoroughly researched and were like, you know, of all the options.
She's the only manager I knew.
Jenny's in the room, by the way. So
at the time, I'm like, okay, Jenny, I come to her, I'm like, yo, I need help, like these emails and stuff. I don't know what to do. Can you just like kind of like help me out? She's like, oh, sure. She's like, okay, because I'm always at the house. So she stays with Rick. So I'm like, okay. Then she's like, cool, on board. then I started, she's not even doing much. Like, it's like, there's nothing really going on in that time. And eventually, all these things started rising in crazy rates. She ends up full on managing me now, talking to labels, because now labels are hitting me up. And like, I was like, okay, damn. Yo, so now she's even like, yo, damn, okay. So now she's talking to labels now. And then from SA labels to US labels. And I was like, yo, things just got so hectic so fast. Like, damn, let's actually do this. And that's how I got a manager like that.
Dope. Shout out to Jenny. Man. Shout out Jenny.
Big shout out to Jenny, man. She's really been there like since, like for real. Like, yo, if I was one man, damn, I would have followed for sure. So what's it called? Yeah, that's that. Secondly, shows. So after Ace Chief, the crazy part is after Ace Chief came out, whole lot of hype on the internet, chats when people see me in real life, all that, but nobody's booking me. Like I don't know if it's like that for everybody, but it's like I thought after the first hit song, it's good, life is great. Nah, nobody, bro. And even when I got booked, like they talking about, yo, 2K, my boy, like, and that's Rand. So that's like, so I'm thinking like, bro, 1 million views. I was just like, bro, what? Like, yo, it was tough. Like to even like negotiate, we had no leverage, you know, if that makes sense. And even if I get a okay show, the set time is early, like, so I really have to still go through that type of phase. So now I realized after the second song, if you do it multiple times, that later on is when things catch on. Like not having gigs, different places, like you can have one song and you just go off, like you go away. Like a set is more than just one song. You know what I mean? So I got it, but at the time it was really tough. But then around Don't Bribe Me and after the remix is when booking started coming through, which is like October, end of the year. That's when things said, shut up. Like they're like, okay, you proved it to us. Now I can headline stuff now and like all that. But it just really, yeah, it was a rough one. Club gigs not paying us, all that. Like, yeah.
How's your live set?
My live set. What does that mean?
I mean, have you been working on it? How's your live performance? How do you do?
Live set.
Okay, let me tell you where the question comes from. Right? I know a ton of artists who are dope at making, studio records, but performing live in front of a crowd, the charisma just isn't the same as their music. And I always think like, man, if you just, you would be so much bigger than you are if you just like work on that. Yeah. So I mean, I've never seen you live, so I'm asking, how's your live performance? Do you feel like I got the charisma and I got the crowd? Obviously, you're working on it. You're gonna get better at it with time. But how is it now?
Right now, I'm at the best performance point of my life. Like I never thought I'd even be this crazy of a performer. Like I wish you had seen the video. I mean, I don't know if I could show you now while we're talking. But like it's like, bro, I've stage dived multiple times.
Have you ever stage dived, Phil?
Yes, actually I have.
Oh yeah, for real?
Yeah, actually I have.
You been stage diving?
Yeah.
For real?
Where? Yeah. When I was in States once, where else? And then Joburg. It wasn't my show.
And did they catch you?
Yeah. Even there was a time we were touring with Miller, and when I was touring with Miller, and Ray was like, "Nah, I'm gonna go stage dive." So I was like, "I'll do it for you."
I am currently watching a live video of kindly Nxsh calling the baddies from the crowd.
Oh no, there's no baddies. I have to make sure I can't jump on the baddies now.
Are you about to jump in the crowd?
Yup.
Oh my God.
That's my first one.
Do you know they don't tell you about stage diving? A lot of people grab you. Did that happen to you?
No cap. Yo.
Oh snap!
Hey, and the crowd is vibing though. That's dope, man. That's dope. And so it's on his. If you want to check it out, it's on his Instagram.
I'm a madness when I perform. It's a madness. Shout out to my DJ. Black versus Black. He's in the back right now. He's too crazy. Like,
hey, what up,
we in
DJ?
sync. Like, we're in sync. Like, so we like take time to like actually practice our sets. We have like special effects that say Young Soldier and gunshots and crazy stuff. So like, just to make it more of an experience. Every day we're trying to make it more and more. Yeah, my performances are lit, man. I'm trying to make it litter. Like, I got my own personal flag now. Like, I'm trying to make it a whole experience.
Yeah,
like, yeah.
I'll come back to the live set thing, but you just reminded me of a question I've been having. So what's up with Zima Soja, military, Gigi? What's going on there?
So it's so crazy how like militant oriented Zimbabwe actually is, but there is no correlation to me actually naming myself Young Soldier to that. It's like, so this is what happened like years ago. How long is it? Like maybe 3-4 years ago, I dropped the EP. It was called They Stole My Hard Drive, so I stole the show. So what happened is they actually stole my hard drive at the time, and I lost all my music.
Subtle.
Yeah, so now
subtle in the theme. There.
So now I was really hacked about it. Then my homies were like, keep going. I wanted to quit, but I was like, okay, let me keep going. I have the songs, the MP3s and waves. I have them on Google Drive. So let me just make like a sort of EP, a package, and just like give the last that I have. So I dropped that EP. First I pretended on the internet that I'm quitting music. So I went on the internet and said, I'm done, guys, it's over. Then everyone hit me up. Then I dropped the EP. Bam. Besides that, what's it called? Yeah, dropped the EP. The EP had 5 songs. The first 4 songs is me and all types of features, like me and my friends around me, just different types of people. And then the last song is the only song by myself, which I wasn't going to put in. I don't know why, but it's called a bonus track. It's called Young Soldier bonus. So now in this song, basically the theme of the song, I remember it's even a 1-minute song. It's not even too long. I didn't finish it. But I was like, let me just put it in and see what people think. It's called Young Soldier. It's me at the time. I wanted to make a song with multiple perspectives. But the main perspective I wanted to portray was my current self talking to my younger self. And if I wrote it correctly, I'll be able to see it as me, my current self talking to my younger self, my future self talking to my old self. Still, it'll like it's timeless. And then me talking to my fans. So it's to the listener, it feels like I'm talking to them. And then the listener, if they have someone they feel the same way about, it could be them talking to them. So basically, even when I'm talking, it's not like I'm talking to somebody. So it's called Young Soldier. So in the song, I want to talk to myself and give myself advice. And I tried to find a term that I referred to my younger self as. I was like, damn, Nxsh. And I wanted that makes it only special to me. It needs to be a term that I can use on any person. So okay, Young Soldier. I could call my fan a young soldier. I could call my younger self young soldier. Okay, that makes sense. Then in the lyrics I go, young soldier, live your life and live it right. Don't worry about me, I know the bands and girls you have gonna show you defeat, I know the gift you have is hard for people to peep, but you gotta see, to see, you gotta believe, So it was really just that. And I looped that. Dropped that song, everyone starts calling me Young Soldier. I'm like, oh, it's kind of cool name actually. Damn. Then I run with it. And then I'm like, I'm not really thinking about an actual soldier. I just like the term. It just sounded cool to me. Then later on, it just ended up being a bigger thing. Like now I'm actually rocking camo. Now it's like I got my own militant flag. Now I say I'm the militant man.
You enlisting. Next thing you know, invading Iraq. It's where does it stop?
Where does it stop? Like what the hell? I'm bombarding. I'm going crazy now. So it's like one of my songs that blew up is Soldier Man. Now it's like, I'm the militant man. Like it's all these things that just came as a product of just a small little idea. I believe that's God. But yeah, that's really it. And then now on top of that, Zim is military AF. And I'm from there. So it's like, just kind of all plays together somehow. I didn't even plan that.
No, that's dope. So as a symbol, as you've mentioned, you're in South Africa. You know, it's not the most welcoming place at times.
Nope.
For Zimbabweans.
When you fish that one down. Who's that? Someone walk in the room? What?
Yeah. No, that's the voice I have when I'm in the meetings.
Well, Phil, we love your CV, but geez, his passport, your passport, your nationality, your passport, oh dear.
Oh no.
So yeah, man, how have you been able to navigate that? Because I think you're in a very unique space that few artists have managed to negotiate, where you're literally one of the hottest things in a very youth-focused culture in a foreign land. And how have you navigated that? And also, what are the positives and negatives? Like, have you had bad experiences? Have you had good experiences? Do you think it makes you a better artist?
I think so. Before being an actual artist, being Zimbabwean and being in SA, I had a lot more problems. Like just in general, social problems, all types of things where it's like in school, they're like, he's showing a ha. Like, you know what I mean? That type of stuff. Like, yo.
Sikisteen,
yeah, Sikisteen, like, you know what I mean? All that type of stuff. I used to be ashamed of my surname because it's Chijande. It's different from how everyone else's one's like Sitole and all that type of stuff. So it's like, it was like that. And I also grew up I actually grew up not around a lot of colored people or black people. I used to go to a white Afrikaans school.
Man, you gotta stop saying this stuff, man.
So is he South African?
No, man. The thing is now, because of how they treated me, I didn't like it. It wasn't crazy, but it was like the way it was. I didn't like Afrikaans. I had a strong hatred towards Afrikaans. I'm like, I'm actually not gonna learn this subject. Like, I will pass everything except for Afrikaans. Like, I don't care about Afrikaans. I never liked it. And then I just used to also hide the fact that I'm short now, just kind of blend in, try blend in as much as I could. And then the more I grew up, I got over that. But because of all of that hiding, I became more like an SA guy.
Yeah.
Just even the way I speak or whatever and everything. Okay, right now it's a whole other thing. This is before rap, but it's like, just like you wouldn't even guess it. Like, yo, you from Zim or whatever. Just yeah. Even my name is Nxsh. I used to make people call me Nxsh, just so it sound like some other type of design or Nash or whatever, right? So all of that. now getting into the raps, because I was so SA influenced, it wasn't too difficult. And my sonics were just so good that people just would gauge in no matter what I'm from. And at the time, also that wave, the SoundCloud wave, was heavily American influenced. So even nowadays, how you hear Shona raps in some of my songs, or like even some vernac, like Ace Chief sing Ace, like that was not cool back then. Like for us, like the kids, they're like, dog, you sound like you're from
Especially
Africa,
Africa,
dog.
I
Like,
love that from the Kasi.
You sound like you're from the Kasi, dog. You're supposed to sound like this, man. Like this is like that's what. So it wasn't difficult. Nowadays, though, because of that SA influence, it's easy to implement that, especially with Ace Chief. Ace Chief is a South African anthem. Because I use all types of SA lingo. I talk about colored mommies, I talk about Vereniging, that's a place in the Vaal. I talk about Ace Chief, like that's lingo that we have. And I wasn't intentionally trying to do that, but I just basically channeled my influence from the place and put that in my music to sell myself to that place, if that makes sense. And then now after that, I'm like, damn, I can actually now, I'm kind of proud. I'm really proud to be a Zim guy. So actually I can even, because I have this platform I created now through SA, I can actually spice that up. That's why I drop a song like My Soldier, where I sample the war cry, the Zim war cry. And then now, I say I want to show a girl, all these type of things where it's like, no one outside, okay, I'm not going to say no one, I don't know who's doing what, but not a lot of people outside Zim are representing Zim or on such a platform to just give light to Zim. I don't know. So I want to be a part of that.
That's dope, man. So we're not blowing up your spot by making all these Zim references, right?
Blow my spot. No, I'm chilling.
Oh, cool.
I'm sorry.
I mean, why do you think he's in Zimbabwe then?
Maybe he's trying to be undercover. I don't know. Hey, you know
Undercover?
I tell you why. Obviously, it's a concern that there's a lot of South Africans who have ill feeling towards Zimbabweans, and so I don't want to.
But you know what the wild thing is a lot of the A&Rs in SA are Zimbos.
So gang, actually a lot. Yeah, no lie.
And that the reason why he kept coming up, because all these guys, they're all looking for Neo. And they're like, this is our Neo. We are pushing this guy.
Yeah, I've actually realized a lot of A&Rs are from Zim. Like a lot. Like, yo, it's actually crazy.
So that you got a lot of support, man. Even us in this room, like we're all behind you and we want to make sure you succeed. So whatever you got going on, hit us up. We'll try push it. We'll try.
1,000%, man. I love to see you guys in SA.
Give us clean versions. Give us clean versions for the radio.
What versions?
Clean versions.
I got you. Yeah, I got
radio
you.
edits. Hey, manager. Thank you.
I was there. It's just I got to the hip hop floor late. Were you at the hip hop floor last month?
Hip hop flow.
Capitals.
I did hip hop flow, man. Blackie's one. The Sprite thing.
No, Capital. Yeah.
The Sprite thing.
Yeah.
That's where I staged that.
So I missed it.
That is the exact show.
You were at the old people side.
It's because the people that told me were like, yo, we're pulling up at 6. Looked at the timing. The show started at 2.
Yeah.
So I only managed to cap Capital set, and then there was Quest. I think Quest was after Capital, and then we missed it. Yeah, but no, dude, I'm in these streets, Dan. As you can see, I'm in these streets.
No, but you're supposed to come early for the street times. The street times is the early ones. That's when the crazy kids are.
I've learned now. I'm not trusting certain individuals. They know who they are. But yeah.
There is like this, you described this like scene that was happening in South Africa of this like in betweens. You know what I mean? Like they're people who are kind of hot, they're kind of dope, but they're not like the biggest names yet. Yeah, but they've got a bit of movement behind them. I feel like the same thing is happening in Zim right now.
I've noticed.
Yeah, we got a ton of like dope rappers who are, you can't yet call them mainstream or A-list, but you know what I mean? They're getting a bit of movement going. I know you've linked up with some of them. What have you seen? Who you vibing with? Anyone you doing any work with?
So I think I'm not too sure where everyone stands in terms of like, because I'm still even learning the mainstream. Because all I know is really the younger guys, to be honest.
Of course, yeah.
But it's like and it's either the younger guys or the legends, for like Oliver Mtuguzi and like Ja Preza and like, you know what I mean? Like those are like the goats to me. But like the guys, especially the one person I want to highlight is Sun. You guys are from your Son? Yeah.
Son. I was always say, you remind me a lot of him in a lot of ways.
People keep telling me I look like him. I don't look like that guy, bro.
Yeah, you actually do.
No, you actually do. Bro, I'm actually like, at this point, like,
you and Son look a lot like it.
Bro, I'm South African, guys. I'm South African, guys. I'm out of here. You guys done with me.
Actually, maybe you guys shouldn't make music together. Actually,
look, twins.
Oh, whose verse is this one? This is
no, they don't look that alike.
Bro, I hear
some similarities.
I hear it every time.
They look like they grew up in the same house. They got similar mannerisms. They talk, even the energy.
Son
is a little more chilled though. Like
he's got more energy than Son. Yeah,
it's not more chilling. A little deeper voice.
When you chill with Son for a while, Son is like this. I'm telling you.
Damn, nigga. Son is not like this. Come on, man.
Should I phone him? If I phone him, he'll say the same thing.
No, so son, big shout out to him. It's actually crazy. Funny story with him. Like, I used to be under management, but as a producer, just a producer. I was under this management, but we never really did anything because I really had no motion like that. Like nothing really came from it. But Block 13 agency, Block 13 ENT, I was under the same management as Son. Son was also with them. Just ironically.
Is that J-Mac in them?
J-Mac, no.
No. J-Mac is the other company. That was Renew, I think. Where Blau was at. Oh,
Block
okay.
13. So yeah, we're in the same management. Now it's like, yo, we cool. We both rappers killing it. I love Son's work. Dana Woods is not here.
He's in Australia.
Yeah.
He moved to Australia,
Also in the same management.
Has he moved? Like, he's not just visiting. He's moved.
No, he moved, bro.
He moved. Yeah, I spoke to him. He told me he moved. So
Dang.
big shout out to him. Those are like two of my guys. Those are like the first guys I even knew out here, like killing it from the scene. I just really respect those guys for sure.
Dope. All right. That's dope, man. There's definitely a scene, and as your star rises, young man,
yes, sir.
We would hope that, there's some consideration of also providing some of that light to the scene back home.
1,000%. That's why I'm here.
Yeah, no, man. I'm impressed. Like, he tapped in. They do it like, yo, who should we hit up? I mentioned a few names. Literally the same night, though, like, yeah, they're already talking. I was like, this kid is a self-starter. I like this.
I'm tapping in. I got, right now I'm working with Volts.
Hey,
yeah.
my G's.
Yeah.
That'll be dope.
That's be so hard, right?
I even noticed he's wearing King 98's fashion line right now.
Supporting brands right now. Question, like we see with Volts, what type of song would you think I should make with him? Like, I know he has really emotional music, then he has lit stuff, and that's what I was listening by myself. What do you think?
One thing I've learned, even in as an A&R / manager, is never tell an artist what to make. Just whatever the vibe dictates. Because the easy thing is like, yo, make a club banger, and the day you guys hit the studio, the club bangers are coming. Now you're forcing a club banger. I think just follow the vibe and then see what's up. Because ultimately, ideally, you'd want to collaborate with someone.
I can't say what I was going to say.
Nah, say what you want to say. I want to hear that.
Man, I can't say that after this. Now I'm going to look like a...
No, but ideally, I think what I've noticed is the best type of relationships are the long-standing ones. Where you it's not just a one song thing. It's like, yo, I'm working with him on this, I'm working on that. Sometimes it might even be, dude comes to the studio, he listens to, actually just tweak that verse, add that ad lib, and that's all they've done. But because you guys have that rapport, it works.
Yeah, you're right.
Even the stories you've been telling about some of the songs that took off, you've got relationships with guys that understand you, and they'll come and see a video and be like, nah, actually, wait, drop that now. And you trust them because you're like, this is my boy, he's got my best interest at heart.
His relationship.
So I would just say, work on building relationships. Don't work on trying to make
A specific kind of
thing, because then as you guys rise up, now it's a movement where you're like, yo, there's a whole clique, and that's the thing that I've been envious of, especially like watching the SA scene. Is there's always been cliques, like you mentioned Patrick and them. Like Patrick and them came up with a clique with Weechi and them, and that whole all those East Siders, like with Cly and Pretty.
Yeah, there's cliques. There's always cliques in
There's
SA.
always been cliques, and we don't have that here. And I wish you guys could like start developing that, where it's like, it doesn't necessarily just have to be my wave or your wave, it's our wave. Am I making sense?
You are making sense. I do.
Yeah.
Damn, I love that.
Tell me, the one thing we haven't spoken about is how you linked up with Blackie.
So,
I mean, you mentioned you produced for him.
yeah, so that's how a lot of my link ups happen. Even a lot of features I'm doing now is just like, it's actually kind of easy to make it happen now because of how things happened in the past, where I was like at a time like the one of the best producers in SA. Like everyone's like, yo, Nxsh, you want a crazy producer? Like you hit up that guy. So I already produced for Blackie, already produced for Lucas Raps and all these type of guys and everything. So now that my raps is going up, Blackie has always been in touch with me. So we're just like, yo, let's make a song. Like, of course, yeah, we already made gang songs. Let's do it. You rapping now? Let's do it.
Dope.
It was straightforward.
Also, someone else has been on the podcast. He's also a protected dance box.
He's what?
Nah, we got some funny stories with Black.
Silly story about
Somyam is the fam. Somyam is the fam. Him and Seek out the fam, man.
I'm a man.
Yeah. Dude.
Dope, man.
So, well, yeah, I don't want to blow up your spot, but there's some upcoming joints that I've heard that are bangers. The ones we were talking about earlier. What should people be more excited or should look out for without revealing too much on the solo side and on the production side?
Definitely some very interesting productions that I'm gonna be doing. I've also this year I started doing like getting into like sync deals and stuff. So you're just gonna see some cool like TV stuff, like cool stuff.
Oh yeah, that's thing. Can you talk about that sync deal that we were talking about earlier?
Yeah.
So, dude, you know the funny thing is, I was literally scrolling on the twits, and I see a KFC ad, and I'm like,
hold on, the tweets,
and I'm like, yo, it was a proud moment because that ad. Hey, I'm Zimbabwean.
Wait, that's another one. That's that unk.
I'm scrolling on the twits, and I see a KFC ad, and I'm like, oh snap, Rowan directed that. So I'm telling him the story of like how I saw Rowan's talent, and I plugged him in with a couple of brand deals, some of the videos that we were doing for the agency and stuff like that. And I'm like, yo, Rowan has gone from that and the corrupt movement to the KFC thing, and he just cash drops. Oh yeah, I produced that song. That's my beat.
Yeah. So that KFC ad, what the name of the whole movement, but basically the one that Rowan shot, I did the whole production. Me and Herc at the Lights teamed up for that brand deal. Big shout out to Coolie China for making that happen. Just some KFC bag, man.
Yeah, Zimbabweans taking over.
Come on.
And shout out to Coolie, man. Coolie, I think is also like my OG. My first ever interview, like with a international. Coolie Chana.
Oh, fire. Big shout out. That's amazing.
The Miller tour I was telling you about, we went on tour with Coolie Chana. It was Coolie Chana, Gigi Lemaine, and Spare Naves.
Oh, wow. That's where you staged out. That's lit.
In Lusaka.
In Lusaka, Zambia. What? That's amazing. Yeah. Was there a question I was supposed to answer?
No. Just give me flowers. No,
I forget fast. Yo, my bad.
You're talking about your sync deals, and I just remembered that. So there's a lot more syncs coming in. Yeah.
So syncs, a lot of cool stuff like that, like some corporate vibes. And then besides that, on my artistry side, definitely some sort of Kanye Nash track list kind of release. I've never dropped a project, so this year I want to do something interesting. I'm not going to say too much about it, but more than one song will be dropping for the first time.
We already got an exclusive this year. Exclusive. Yeah. Hey, listen, man, your story is actually really dope, and the music coming out is dope, and I think the motion is dope behind you, so shout out to you for this. I was thinking, since we have this Ankh versus Youngin situation going on here, there's a couple of things we could bring up, and then we hear your perspective, and we discuss our perspective. Just a little experiment.
That's fine.
Are we that different? You know what I'm saying?
I think we're the same.
First thing I'm trying to figure out, man, I don't get streaming. Why is iShow Speed and Kaisenet? I don't get it.
You don't get it?
I mean, they're at the stage now where they're huge and they're doing crazy things.
Yeah.
So I can understand people watching them do crazy things. But by far, the majority of people on Twitch aren't doing crazy, insane things. They just have the camera and the mic on and they're like reading and watching stuff and talking for 8 hours and there's like 20,000 people tuned in and I don't understand.
So I understand why, but I'm not the type of person, I never hash something out. When I hash something out or like say, nah, I'm not doing that or not with that, I want to understand why someone would like it. And if I like it or not, then I leave it. At least I know. Like, for example, streaming, I don't really watch streamers or nothing, but I know why people like it. It's like, okay, so this, it's like, I don't have the percentage, but majority of people in this world is like a really regular person. What I mean by regular person is not really like a standout extrovert. Most people are introverts. Most people are just chill. They do their thing, whatever their thing is. And most people seek outlets. Most people watch. That's why we have things like movies. So I have things like audiobooks. So I have different things where you can consume. So it's like most people in this world are consumers, basically, is what I'm trying to get at. And consumers and people like that like to see another person live their life. That's why celebrities are celebrities, because people watch those people and watch them do what they do. And I was like, with streamers, it's you actually just tapping into another person's life and tapping in on their thoughts on things. Like if you watch people who watch streamers will, before they watch a movie, they'll see what the streamer says about the movie, like reviewing the movie, and then they watch the movie because they just like that person's take on it. It's like music. It's like you listen to my music because you like the way I talk about things. And you like this person's take because of how what their thoughts on things are. So people just like an outlet of someone and they feel like they know that person.
So, I mean, obviously this week, the whole trending story was iShow Speed is touring China, right? So he's doing crazy stuff there, man. Yeah. Like he's getting views that the movie studios wish they could get.
He's effortlessly.
Which is, it's crazy.
Did you see that woman that says, I hate niggas, I'm not
racist.
He was like, wait,
I didn't hate because I'm a racist.
Because his life is, and I see at this point,
Nathan.
Because at this point, his
racism
life,
broke this mic stand, Dan.
yo, oh my God.
Nah.
At this point, his life is so crazy that like you just want to see it. Like even me, in passing, I'm like, yo, this guy's standing on the hand of God. Like you see that thing in Brazil.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, what the heck? Like it's so hectic. Like you got to see it. Like how does this guy live life? That's a different type of life because a lot of people never ever get to live even anything close to that.
Yeah, the jumping over cars part is where I don't agree with.
Jumping over a car, that's hard. I saw that. I was like, yo, that's so lit. Like he's doing crazy stuff.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that?
I've seen it. Like that's an OSHA violation.
I just see it as an evolution of
I do
reality
that. I
TV.
won't lie.
Like people want to see what people they emulate live like. So stage one was reality TV.
Is there any streamer you watch, Phil?
Yeah. I watch Curse King. I watch Read My Soul. Who are the other ones that I really tap into? There's Jalopy Jones, but it's more like hip hop streamers. You know what I mean? Even Nasty, Tillerman.
Yeah,
like
doing the thing, yeah.
Yeah. Like when they do it, I enjoy just having them in the background. It's also like it's like watching the news 24/7. They literally are like a news, but just a different subsection of the news.
I mean, I have hopped into a T-Pain stream or two and found
Yeah, that's
myself
still him making
entertained.
songs, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
I think like if you even think about it, it's like you see how celebrities stream now. They're taking advantage of it because they're celebrities. It's like look at Michael Jackson. I think if you go back, like think about Michael Jackson, right? Michael Jackson was so famous, and you could never like in those times. There's no social media. There's no accessibility to even see someone like that. I believe in my head if Michael Jackson streamed in that time frame, he would have been outdoing everybody's numbers because it's like people just want to see how you live your life.
They would have killed him.
Like, I think it would have been like that streaming would have been crazy.
Dude, can you imagine if Michael like at the height of white women fainting at concerts, if Michael Jackson was like, I'm going live at 8 p.m. tonight, guys.
It's over. The whole internet is breaking. Like it's
Twitch is dying. Twitch is dying.
everyone is making sure they get a device to watch that thing. I swear.
all right. Second thing, all right, we kind of talked about it in our episode last week, but we were talking about like the whole AI movement, right? So, what triggered that conversation was people uploading their photos and getting them, made into like Ghibli art or different anime styles or different styles, and there was a whole conversation about art being stolen. Do you feel like it's art being stolen?
So it's actually crazy that you talk about this because she knows. But the other day, my
Shout out
homie,
manager Jenny.
yeah, shout out Jenny, man. My bro Patrick Lee, that's like one of my best friends. He's like, so him and I are like cool guys, but we nerds. You know what I mean? Like deep down inside. So like anything nerdy, like we playing games, we playing PS5, we looking at the like he was reading novels and stuff, like crazy stuff. So anyways.
Man, the definition of nerd has changed.
So anyways, it's like he's like, yo, AI is too crazy. You just been using it wrong. I said, what? Then you get on a call, he shows me everything he just realized, changed my mind. Bro, I've been on ChatGPT every day. I'm on ChatGPT doing all types of things. Like AI is one of the craziest things in the world. Like, bro, like so now it's just how you look at it. And also there's a Kanye West interview. I know Kanye West is probably the worst person to quote right now because he's going crazy.
Why?
Why? Of course. So now there's something he said on the one interview he had. I forgot with the one dude. I don't know. There's some bro. He's talking about back in the day when autotune came about. Everyone was like, "Huh, how could you do that? That's not real. Like that's ruining music. Like that goes against music. You're supposed to know how to sing for real." Autotune is the most standard audio plugin in music history ever. It's the most used plugin, period. And it's a standard now. If you don't use autotune, your music is probably not the level now. And it's like, people used to look at it like that. And he says, AI is getting the same treatment. And he remembers because he was back then. When he started using autotune, people were hating on him. Like, yo, you're ruining art. You're ruining everything. He's like, yo, this is the same kind of tool. You guys have a powerful tool in front of you, but you're looking at it with hatred and pain. But it's like, yo, you can turn this thing into something crazy. He said he's going to stop infusing AI into his new project, Bully. And it's like, when I heard that, even just someone that I respect sonically saying that, I'm like, yo, can you actually look at this thing different, bro? AI is powerful, bro. If you obviously now it's like you can make a crazy masterpiece, a Picasso masterpiece in 2 seconds. But if you draw your own Picasso masterpiece, you can make it better through AI. You can make better like easier. And I think that's actually a great opportunity to look at it like that. Because if you don't catch on this bandwagon right now, it's gonna pass you, and then you realize later, of course, AI hasn't become a norm. It's a norm already. You know what I mean? Is it ruining? Obviously, now it's made a lot of things easier now. But I feel like if you hop on the train and actually use it, you might get further than everybody.
How do you feel if someone's like, yo, make me a beat? They hop on Suno and they're like, I want an instrumental that sounds like a Kylie Nash beat. They get it. It sounds like something that you could have made.
Yeah.
They rap on it. It becomes a hit song.
They won.
I mean, it was trained on your music, right?
Yeah, but they won. Like they won. Well done. So now for me, it's like I need to use AI harder than you.
All right, fair enough.
That's the game now. It's like, obviously it does suck. Like, yo, it made things too easy, I guess. But it's like, yo, let's see. Like, let's progress. Like, let's see what we can do. Watch it actually improve music.
I got one more.
Let's see that one.
So, this is something that I've been thinking about.
It was a wild one for sure.
It's not that wild.
It was wild as hell.
But walk with me and understand where I'm getting.
It's the build up.
I feel like there's a generally standard accepted pose when you're taking a group photo. No.
It's that one.
Or at least there used to be.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? There used to be. Back in my day, you know what I'm saying? There was a very, like, it was either shoulder forward, hand in pocket, or, you know what I'm saying? It was very, if there's a group of guys or there's a group of whatever, there's a photo being taken.
Back in my day, we wore a 3-piece suit, sing, have a top hat. I twist my mustache.
So anyway, I kind of saved this because I saw a discussion about it and I was like, wait, why do I care about, why am I so invested in this?
Yeah.
So it's a photo of Glenn Powell and Tom Cruise standing together and they're like analyzing this.
Wait, who?
It's just
What are these people?
It's just a discussion about, random people were having a discussion about poses when you're taking photos. So it made me start thinking about, hey man, what do I do when I'm in a photo? I don't think about it, right? But what do I do? And I think about it and I'm like, you know what? I think I lean back a little bit or something. What do you do? Photos. And it's not a promo photo. It's not a
Dan, you know, like we told these people, yo, this is a top podcast.
It's the last one. It's the last one.
Yo, we got some well thought out questions. This is going to really.
It's the last one.
We're really breaking
one.
into it. And now your question is, how do you stand in a photo?
If Nxsh wasn't here for an interview, I was going to ask you this question.
And I would have told you the F word.
How I pose, I have grills, so I just do this. And then that's either that or I just do like a gun emoji with my hand.
The John Morant. He does the John
And I
Morant.
got like militant man on my hands here. So I just do this. I just show,
that's so
show my
young,
wrists.
man. I can't do none of those. Imagine me doing this in a photo. Like,
You gotta have something. You gotta get grills.
Yeah,
Get grills.
I can't imagine you doing that for tax fraud.
Get grills.
Dennis Dube.
So dead.
Captain in tax
Get
fraud
grills.
case.
Get grills. Get grills, bro.
anyway, my questions are done. Do you have anything else you want to ask this young man, Phil?
Nah, I think actually I do. I would say right now, SA hip hop is on version 3.0. Like, so version 1.0 was like Selwyn, Double HP, H2O.
R.I.P. GOAT.
Funny enough, I've got the last ever interview with them. Version 2, obviously Casper, aka then the early stages of A Reese, Nasty, and now we're in version 3, which is this new wave with this hybrid sound. And you're part of it. What do you think is the difference in the movements, and what do you love the most about this movement versus the others?
So what I'd say is, see that double HP era. I mean, double HP I knew. Not everyone is like Zola 7 and all that of crazy guys out there. But I wasn't too tapped in with him. I used to like double HP when I was a kid. I actually met him at the Edgar's once at the mall. And I freaked out. I was like, yo, that's double HP. What the hell? And I was so nervous to take a picture. I was like a small kid, like, and my mom helped me take a picture with him. But besides that, so I don't know too much there, to be honest. But from Casper, that's when I started knowing things. Casper, Nasty was later and all those guys. But with them, though, there was a lot of unity. Like a lot. I look at it. And I've even spoken to these guys themselves. Actually, I was in Namibia last week and then came back on Sunday. And then Monday I was in SA. So I was in SA. And I linked up with Casper that Sunday. He invited me to his gig. He was doing Montana, which is like a club in SA.
Yeah.
Pulled up and he took me to the kitchen and just gave me like a whole lot of like advice, telling me how much he loves what I'm doing, just telling me how the game was back then and everything himself. So I was like, okay, damn, thank you so much. I appreciate it. And he was telling me how unified they were. And I could see it as a kid, but how like hip hop was suffering in SA was suffering to every genre. Like deep house was moving, Kwaito was moving, everything was moving. And it's like they actually actively said we are movement. We in all multiple different entities.
Yeah.
And we're gonna push for this thing. And whenever somebody wins here, we all celebrate for that win for hip hop.
Yeah.
And I could see it like AKA won, I forgot which award Casper said, over Lady Zama, and they all went to the club and celebrated for AKA. And if this guy's booked, even if it's for free, they go for him. Like it was unity, and you could see it, so many collabs, different genres mashing up. Even this, now in SA, people are hopping on, rappers are hopping on drum beats. Back then, they used to do that effortlessly, Kwaito, all that, Ricky used to hit, all of that stuff, you know what I mean? I really like the unity they had. Honestly, now, as much as I need to talk something better, we're not that unified as they were. That's what I actually think. I think my brothers that are in the wave that I'm in right now, and just in general, we need to unify more. As much as SA has cliques, bro, we have a lot of cliques instead of a group. Like I feel like we could be grouped more to actually make an impact. Because now in my clique, there's 3 guys. There's like a few guys like me, Patrick, Days, Cooper, and we winning, and no one else. Now it's like, what help does that do? We need like 25 rappers. We need female rappers. We need a non-binary rapper. We need all types of diversity, different types of people doing all types of sound. We need a sad guy. We need somebody that's alternative music. We need all of that. And we all need to know we're pushing for this thing, for statements to be made. Because now if I make it, it'll just be that one kid, Nxsh. And it's even harder to stick if it's not a movement. That makes sense. Like, if that makes sense. If Tyler had, like Tyler, I'm not blaming her. Like what she's doing is amazing. But if she had like another 4 artists under her that are moving with her, that would be more than just one in it. You know what I mean? So that's what I honestly think. It's not really what's better for us. I just think we need to unite more. But yeah, I don't know if that really answers your question. Yeah.
Nah, dope.
That's dope.
And I think you're practicing what you preach. I think I would definitely agree. And that's why I think Dad and I also really accept this Nxsh status, because where we're trying to be at right now is like, yo, we've seen what went wrong. How can we make it go right? So whether it's advice, whether it's helping, whether it's putting people in the right places, connecting them, that's what we're trying to do. And there's a bunch of other people trying to do the same, because ultimately, if one person wins, we all win. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? If you win a Grammy, we're not going to be like,
no, for sure.
Everyone's going to be like, yo, I can't believe this kid won a Grammy. You know?
We need like 3 people winning Grammys so that we really all win. Like, and that's as Africa, bro. Like, we need that.
First the Grammy, then a Zim Hip Hop Award, then we know you really made it.
Super, yeah, we need a Zim Hip Hop. If you don't have that one, it's shy for you.
I was going to bring up this whole Zulu parade in New Orleans, but I thought,
why would we do such a thing?
Let me leave that. Let me leave that for more depressing episodes. I think this is an uplifting, dope conversation.
Love it.
Shout out to you, man. Thanks you very much for sitting with us.
Thanks for having me.
And shout out to you for, I think you just dropped Captain, the latest one, right?
Yeah.
That's the latest song you got. Am I right? Am I lying?
That's the new one.
Captain. That dropped a week and a half ago.
Oh, damn. My bro Lou, the guy dissed on Dope Grammys calling me. He might be listening. Like
now we know his name, Lou.
Lou Dennis.
All right, man. No, thank you very much for sitting with us. Thank you, Jenny, for bringing this man here. Shout out DJ.
Black versus Black.
Yeah, Black versus Black, sitting patiently and waiting for this interview to finish. I think we can call it, Phil.
Yeah. It was good touch.
Yeah.
All right, thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. A special episode of Two Broke Twimbos where we managed to sit down with Kindly Nxsh. If you want to look him up, please do. We're gonna drop his latest song, Captain, at the end of this episode. If you happen to hear this on Spotify, then great. Shout out to Jenny for arranging our whitelisting. If not, if you're listening on other platforms and you quickly search Spotify, hey man, it's not our fault.
It's Jenny.
It's not our fault.
And don't forget, you could also join the Patreon community, twobrokeTwimbos.com/donate to join our Patreon community and join the myriads of people supporting the podcast, helping us put this together, buying equipment, traveling. We traveled so far to interview Kindly Nxsh, so far.
Do you know how much money we had to pay them to come to this episode?
You know what I mean?
It's only you guys that keep this going.
There's a charcuterie board outside, you know what I mean? Catering, the whole work. So once again, please don't
White lies.
don't forget to support the podcast. But also, if you've heard Kindly Nxsh on the podcast, Drop a comment and say, heard you on 2BT. And on that note, Kindly Nash, where do they find you on the socials?
Kindly Nash, KINDLYNXSH .exe on everything.
Nice.
Or just search on social, you'll see it.
Nice.
Dope. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that's going to be us. We will catch you in the next episode. We out.
One shot from the chopper, leave 'em.
Militant, man, I'm vicious. I'm bag with riches. Man, I can't talk to that boy, you a mixed match nigga, it's a shame he can't make a hit, man. When I'm inside the club, I'm with 3 bad friends, I'm chilling with 6, man. Soldier the militant hit, man. I make a hit, it's a big bang. She kinda bad and she fly and she African, she call me a captain. I mixed her up with a friend, her name was Chantel, I thought it was Shantae. I made it onto the field, I used to be mid, they calling me Conte. They call me shooting at shell and they ask me why, I say cause I'm gas made. Call me the militant man. I f***ed up a beat when I land, they didn't know I made a pass in the past. You cannot step up to the man like the movie, just check out my diamonds, they dance. My shit cost me a lot, your shit cost 200 rands. My life was second real low, I had to pick up my pants. I never talked to your wouldn't even give her a chance. I'm on your TV with snow, with stream when I land. Young soldier man, put you to sleep, she just got realer than grab. I'm getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. Whether you're not that nigga, you talking about money, you don't got sick with. I found it so damn funny that you call her mommy and I got to link her. She gave me brain and that's how I found out she's not a bad thinker. You just a hater, H-Chief, I left your man in pieces. I'm on this stage and I thought a problem, they want a thesis. Up with an army, they right behind me, try me, you peep it. One day I'm buying a tank, but at the front, cheap it. Militant, man, I'm vicious. I put a bag with riches. Shit, man, I can't talk to that boy, you a mixed match nigga, it's a shame he can't make a hit, man. When I'm inside the club, I'm with 3 bad friends, I'm chilling with 6, man. Soldier the militant hit, man. I make a hit, it's a big bang. She kinda bad and she fly and she African, she call me a captain. I mixed her up with a friend, her name was Chantel, I thought it was Shantae. I made it onto the field, I used to be mid, they calling me Conte. They call me shooting at shell and they ask me why, I say cause I'm gas made.